Hello, everybody. Good morning. Bill Thornton, SoCalsabre here. And as I talked about in my wrap up, I am bringing my Legends of Boxing uh, tournament back to the table. But the first thing I wanted to do was I looked at my one I did last July, the video I did. I did an overview and then I did a batch, and it turned into quite a long one. So, what I'm going to do with this first one is I'm going to call it a look at Legends of Boxing, so that I can explain some of the stuff on the cards, explain the rules, so that when we get into the actual match, which the first match will start this weekend, I will be able to go a little bit quicker. So let's go down to the table and take a look. Okay, when you get the game, you get about 125, I believe it is, boxers of different weight classes and so forth. I eventually have picked up lightweights and middleweights and welterweights, but my tournament's in heavyweight, and I'll get to that in a minute. But you get them, and then you get their boxing cards. I'll show you the two guys that'll be in the first fight tonight, this weekend. Ali and Larry Holmes. Now, both cards have the same types of information. They may be different, but we'll see, like, type T. Ali's a tactical boxer. So these are his controls, his control numbers, which I'll explain later, versus a practical and versus a tactical boxer. Then his defensive rating, it's 4, his power, it's 5, his chin is 9, cut 6. All of these come into play, may come into play during the game. Then down here is his types of boxing. He can either be boxing in the elusive mode, not inside, you don't go inside, outside or press. Okay, and these are just, if it's an A punch, it tells you whether it's a cross or a jab. And I'll get more in there, a little bit more as the game is going on also. So also then, I talked about the modes that he can box in. The beginning of the game, I'll roll a die for each boxer, and based on what their card says, like it'll say Ali is I roll an 8 for him, and he'd be elusive. So he'd be boxing on this card here. All right, and then there's some penalties you got to cost for paying, and I'll explain the penalties. Probably easier to, when I start the game, to show you some of this stuff here. But we're going to say that they're both in elusive, just for here, but I'll show you the other ones. They can be boxing inside. They can be boxing in a pressure mode or in an outside mode. Okay, we'll just leave it at that they're both in outside right now. Okay, you're going to get, I'm going to show you these charts too, but in the game, when you get the game, you're going to get a nice little quick reference card with it. A Legends of Boxing player aid flowchart, some rules, and then you can download what I think is the best aid I have is this Legends of Boxing aid. This was created by Al Wilson. I believe it's on the Legends of Boxing site as a download. If not, Al Wilson, get this one, because this is the best aid for the game. Then you get some score sheets in that. All right. So now we get 5 dice. Every round is broken up into 20-second increments going across there. So for each increment, we'll roll all 5 dice. The red die reflects the red boxer, and the blue die is for the blue boxer. This is to determine their control. Okay, we're going to say that they both, I'm just making this up, I don't know what it's going to be because it could change during a fight. We're going to say that they're both have a control number of 10, and I rolled these numbers. This is an 11 and a 19. The die has to be equal to or exceed their control number. Well, both of these guys would have exceeded their control number. So who's in control? The person, if they both exceed, the person that exceeds it the most would be in control. So then we're going to be throwing, at the same time, we're going to be throwing this D6. Okay, and this relates to the defense of the opponent that's not in control. For an example, Ali's defense is 4. So in order to get good punches in on Ali, you got to throw a 5 or a 6. Okay, so he does throw a 5, and then we'll say that he threw a 15 on these two. These are D10s. A 15, since he was in control and since he exceeded the defense of Ali, you would look at the left column, the plus column, and you would go down to 15, and it says 1 jab. So it's a 1-point jab. I would mark 1 point on the blue for that segment, and we would move on to the next 20-second segment, and so forth and so on and so on. Now, if neither one of them were in control, because I'm still imagining their controls were 10. If neither one of them are in control, we go up here to this chart here, and it's a split action column. Since they're both outside, we would say, look down here and say outside, and go down here to outside, and we would use the chess. It's like they're playing with each other. The chess column down here, we would go down and look at that 15, and it goes a foul check on the blue fighter. It just happened to be there. There's many different things that it could be. So with the foul check, I might as well explain that right away. His foul, he's a clean fighter. Pretty sure that's what that means. CH. So I would go up here and roll a D20, his D20 on here, and go down and look. Okay, see what the number is. Was a 20. Go across to here. Flagrant foul. Okay, so and then it was 2 foul points. I would mark it on the score sheet as 2 foul points. We move on to the next section. Okay, on this chart also here is chin ratings. At a certain point, I'm going to show you example. Okay, Ali's power, did I say, was a 5. So if he throws a number and lands it, and with the black number 5 or less, it's a possible knockdown. So then we would go up here to Holmes's chin, which is a 9. We go to the 9 on the chin chart. We would roll, and if we had rolled this 15 under the 9, it would be a 3-point punch. If I had rolled 0 through 3, it would have been a knockdown. Then it would have been 6-point punch, and then there's more stuff that goes on. After a guy lands a punch like that, he gets 2 really good clean shots at the guy again. So anyway, that's how that chin comes in. Here's where the cuts are. If you happen to roll one that's got a red number next to it, it's a 2-point with a possible cut. So you would go up here and you look at his cut column, and his cut is 8. All right. So the number is, I don't have my glasses on right now, it's 6 or 5. You have to roll, and if it's 5 or more, you're past and you're not cut. If you are cut, you go over onto this chart and find out what kind of a cut you had. It pretty much covers this whole section of the chart over here. This side over here, we're going to say that the round ended with Ali scoring 8 and Holmes scoring 4. So that's a 4 difference. Okay, we would roll a D20, and we'll say that it was just the heck of an 8. We'd go wherever the 4 difference is, 3 to 5, go down to the 8 row, and this is how the judges would have recorded for the high, high, and high. The 10-9, 10-9, 10-9. So, and you can get some real surprises on that. These are some fatigues, things that happen as you get towards their endurance, as their endurance points wind down to 0, and then they start getting some more penalties, like their power goes down, their defense goes down, their control number goes up, and so forth. This is a finisher chart. Now this is when I told you the guy knocked him down when he got a 6-point punch. Then he gets 2 rolls on his finisher chart in the next 2 20-second things to see if you can finish him off by doing those. If you get one of these again, boom, and then you're going to be going through the whole process again. And up here is just the matchup chart that we do at the beginning. These are TKO points. We're going to say, I said Ali had 8, right? When my imagination. So we go up here for every 6 punch points. That one gets 1 TKO point. And you put the TKO point in the other guys there. So you have to have a minimum of 6. You get the 10 too. There are TKOs in single rounds. For an example, if in a single round Ali hit him so much that let's see, what's his TKO number? His TKO number is 9. You got all the way up to 5. That would have been like 20 hits in one round. The fight is stopped. Okay, there's also some, if he reaches his TKO number in a round and he lost the previous round by more than 4, I think it is, then there's a TKO watch going on in the next thing. And that pretty much explains. I'll show you my tournament before we get into it this weekend. This is a Legends of Boxing heavyweight tournament, and we're into the quarterfinals. As you can see on the left, the first match is going to be Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes, and then on the right is Joe Frazier and Jack Dempsey. Then on the left, we got Evander Holyfield versus Trevor Berbick. Okay, and then on the right, Buster Mathis and Jimmy Young. I think Jimmy Young and Berbick have been surprises in this so far. So I plan on finishing. I've had this tournament going for a long time, and I plan on finishing this. But what I'm going to probably be doing is publishing this because it's a nice short and explains everything. And then I'm going to be doing like 1 fight a week. Since it's Friday, maybe I'll do it tonight or tomorrow morning, and we'll call it Friday night at the fights or something like that. But anyway, thank you for stopping by. Please go down and hit that like button, help the channel grow. Push this out into your social media channels. And subscribe if you haven't done so yet. This is SoCalsabre saying until you see or hear from me again. Take care of yourselves. Be kind to each other and stay safe.